Hey, okay, so first of all, if you are in my second block AP Euro class, I want to apologize to you. I'm sure by now you know that the internet went out for just about half of the system. So I apologize. Like I said, when I was talking to you guys, I was at Lansdowne and I was trying to get the school computer to hook up to my phone's hotspot and it just wasn't working, which is why we had to kind of do a Zoom on my phone. But I'm home and this one should work for all of us and we'll try again tomorrow. So this is what you missed. This is the PowerPoint. Also, if you're in fourth block, this is basically what we went through. Same thing. So welcome to AP Euro. What I wanted you guys to do, this is just kind of a getting to know you, also a way to take attendance. So the idea was for you to answer one of these three questions. Very quickly, I will answer them too, because if I'm asking you, then I should be able to tell you. My thoughts about starting school this way. Until today, I was really excited about starting this way. I thought it would be new and interesting. I am hybrid, so some of you will be online the whole term, and some of you will come back when we come back. So I think it's going to be a challenge, but a fun challenge. Um, After second block today, when the internet went out, I'm not so sure I'm as excited as I was, but we'll get through it. In my opinion, the best flavor M&M is peanut butter, no doubt about it, followed by the just peanut M&Ms. Um, the only one I don't really like is caramel, but I mean, everything's good, right? Would I rather be able to talk to animals or control the weather? Definitely think that I would rather talk to animals because then, I don't know, I could talk to my dog, and since she's the only one that's home with me most of the day, um, I'd at least have something entertaining to do, right? Okay, so what you committed to? Being that we're in AP Euro, in theory, you should have signed the VBCPS commitment agreement for an AP class. I don't know how many of you actually got one just because of the way that things shook out at the end of last year. If you took AP year, or excuse me, if you took AP Human last year, you signed one of the same agreements. Essentially, what it is saying that you realize you're an advanced placement college level class and that there's going to be more work involved than a typical 10th grade history course. There is the idea that you should be taking the AP exam in May. Um, we're going to talk more about that, but it looks like right now you can all sign up and there will be no penalty if come May you decide not to take it. It looks like College Board is getting rid of that um, cancellation fee for this year just because of how crazy everything is. So my thing is in the way. Let's see if I can move it. No. Yeah, there we go. So what I had fourth block do is either use the QR reader on your phone to go to this Padlet, or I'll put the link to the Padlet on Schoology so you guys can go there. And I still would like you to do this if you have the opportunity. Basically, I just want you to go onto Padlet and tell us what you need to be successful in this class. A lot of people have already responded for fourth block talking about needing good communication and things like that. The more information that you can give me, the better we can work together to make this school year go well for all of us. All righty. If it will change. Oh, great. Now I've got everything blocked. Oh, please. There we go. All right. So, how are we going to do well in this class? So, there's a lovely little acronym SCORE. And basically, this is what I am committing to do to help you guys. So, simplified expectations of work. I know I just told you AP advanced placement, it's a harder class, but I also know that we are all going through a lot right now. I know being virtual is a little bit of a new, is a lot a bit of a new thing. I know that even if you come back in 2 weeks when schools maybe reopen, it's still going to be weird. So my goal is to kind of simplify the expectations, get it to a more manageable kind of a thing for all of us. But we will have lots of quizzes and practice and going over things. I can tell you a lot of times we'll have reading quizzes. I think for the first unit, we have 6 readings that I'm assigning. There are 3 reading quizzes. We'll talk a little bit more about those later, but they'll, 4 or 5 questions tops. It's not going to be too much, but it's a kind of to get you guys used to making sure you're keeping up and doing the work. Because I know it's a lot. We're in an AP class. We're not on block schedule anymore, so it's going to be very fast paced. Also, writing practice. Now, if you took AP Human last year, I know that you had the FRQs and stuff like that. However, the AP Histories, my dog is getting ready to bark, so I apologize. It's okay. The AP Histories have a different kind of writing. Like you can't answer with bullet points. You have to use whole paragraphs and write essays and things like that. So we will do lots of practice with writing. Mostly it's a persuasive essay that you have to do. So convincing somebody that you're right. So sometimes we'll do simple writing practice, just practicing persuading somebody. So it could be a question like, well, what's better, pizza or tacos? And you have to convince me. Personally, I'm going with pizza. So you'll have to work harder for the taco side, but it's going to be practice like that. It won't necessarily, I'm not asking you to do a whole paper every week or anything like that. With the feedback, sometimes I'll be giving you feedback. Sometimes I will make it anonymous through a program that I can't remember the name, EduFlow, I think is what it's called. Anyway, I'll make your documents anonymous, and then your classmates will actually go through and try to grade them using the AP Euro rubric and stuff like that, so that you can give each other feedback. Reviewing early and often. So we will review a lot. We will go over things as much as we possibly can to make sure that you've got the information. Our class ends January 29th, but the AP exam isn't until I think it's May 7th this year. So we're going to need to review to make sure that it's like stuck in your head. Obviously, second term, I will be hosting all kinds of reviews. If we're in school, I'll do them during one lunch sometimes or after school, or I will host online Zooms, office hours, whatever, to make sure that you get it. But we will review a lot. And then the last one says evaluate cumulatively. Now, I know that you're concerned about your grade. I know that you guys all want to go home with A's and B's on your report card and stuff like that. That's not what matters to me at all. What matters to me is you actually learning. So where I'm saying cumulatively, you can build up your grade. Let's say you take the Unit 1 test and you get a 72 on it. You will be given the opportunity to retake a similar test. Maybe not the exact same test, maybe it'll be the same questions, but the choices will be changed or something. But you will be given the opportunity to show growth and to do better. So that's my goal. I know you want to do it to get your grade better. I want you to do it to have have more learning and know what you're talking about. All right. Once again, we can't change slides. There we go. All right. So our class focus themes. I kind of went over this in the Zoom because I think it's important for you to know. These are the 3 things that we will focus on throughout the year. Characteristics of a good leader. So starting with the Renaissance, what did Machiavelli say was a good leader? When we get into Unit 3, we're going to look at absolutism and what did different kings and queens who had all the power, how did they think a good leader would rule? As we move forward and we talk about different kind of democracies or other governmental systems, what is a good leader? So we're going to look at how the ideas of leadership change throughout history. Oppression. Obviously, that's something that is still in current events today. So we're going to look at how the system of oppression has changed throughout history. Remember, we are focused on European history. So we're going to look first, again, starting with the Renaissance, we're going to look at gender oppression, how women were not allowed to be part of the new art and intellectual movements of the Renaissance, or looking at different races and skin tones and how people were deemed as different or exotic or something like that. And then also religion, because throughout history, different religions are going to be persecuted. So we're going to look at all of those. That'll be one of the themes that we investigate. And then last but not least, death. Throughout history, I know this sounds very weird to you, but throughout history, death can lead to good things. Not always, of course, but we'll talk about how a whole bunch of death in the Middle Ages brings about the Renaissance, or a whole bunch of death brings about the Bella Epoca and stuff like that. So sometimes death turns out to be a good thing when we look back historically. So that is another thing that we will be investigating. And we have 9 units. They're broken into 4 different periods. So usually I would do a test for each unit. So you would have 9 tests. I can tell you, I haven't planned the entire year. That would be insane. I can tell you that we're going to just have a period one test because of the way that we are moving and doing everything. The second period, Age of Reformation, will only take us about 3 days. So there is no sense in having a test on period one and then 3 or 4 days later having a test on, on unit one, and then 3 or 4 days later having a test on unit two. So we will have just a period one test. But these are them. If you look at the dates, you can see AP European History, we cover from 1450 to, it says the present. College Board will test on up to 10 years ago. So we have to get from 1450 to 2010 by January, preferably by like January 20th, so that we can review for a little bit. But so we're going to be moving very, very quickly. So anyway, those are the periods. And then this was the what next. Okay, so actually before we get into that, something I didn't talk about, and I should have, moving forward, we will have readings. I think I talked about it a little in our second block Zoom. I know I talked about it in the fourth block Zoom. Will have readings. On Thursday, I'll show you how to access the book online. If you need to get a book, if you would prefer a hard copy of the book, please let me know. We are going to be doing deliveries and sending stuff out to students who want them. So I can definitely get you a hard copy of the book if you would prefer it. I know usually I like to read, if I'm going to read something, I want it to be like paper in front of me. I don't like reading online. My husband bought me a Kindle and I don't use it for that. I use it for games. So if you need a copy, let me know. But as far as that goes, with the readings, I will be giving you reading assignments. Like I said, there are 6 reading assignments for Unit 1, but I have started recording like podcasts. I don't really know if that's a proper term for them, but basically podcasts going over the readings, telling you some of the information and things like that. Now, I've only done it for Unit 1. Once I assign the readings, I will give you the links to them. And then closer to the end of the unit, I will ask you guys for your feedback because this is the first time I've done anything like that. And it's kind of awkward. I can't tell you how many times I've like stopped and started over and things like that. So if they are good, if they're helpful, you guys will need to let me know so that I know to go ahead and start doing the ones for Unit 2 so that we're not too far behind. Other than that, today's assignments, the class survey. Again, I realized that I screwed up and I linked last year's survey, which is why you couldn't tell me that you were in second block class. Not a big deal. Most of the other questions were the same. I just screwed up on that part. And then when the internet went down, I couldn't get into my Google Drive for quite a while, so I couldn't fix it. Whatever. There's only 2 blocks of AP Euro for me this term, so I'll be able to figure out where you belong. Then do a Flipgrid to introduce yourself. The link is in Schoology. The password is Bradshaw. Basically, there's some questions on there. Basically, introduce yourself, say your name so I know how to pronounce it, that kind of thing. Share out some information. I intend on another class assignment for your classmates to look at your videos and kind of respond to them. So if that is not something you want to happen, you need to let me know so that I can mark yours private and not let anybody else see it. But that you have to do kind of soon because I think that's something we're doing Thursday. I'm not 100% on that, but I think so. And then join the class remind so that you can essentially text me and I can text you back and all of that stuff. If you have any other questions or whatever, feel free to message me. If you join the remind, you can message me that way. You can message me via Schoology or you can email me. Whatever works best for you. Let me know if you need anything. All right. Thank you so much. And again, second block, I really apologize for the issues that we were having today. And yeah, that's it. Have a great one. See you tomorrow.